Good afternoon, folks. I hope you're all doing well. Big Shark, the master of bricks, yo. Zool, hola, I am Raptor. I'm early, too early. I'm leaving. Nice. Right, so on to do new frame again, and I'm just going to try and think actually what I want to do for this one. Because I finished yesterday's frame. I'm not going to show you guys the finished one. I'm going to show you guys every frame I finish. But today's one... Okay, so we sort of have a character looking down. It's a continuation from yesterday's one. He has his like hands in his pockets. He's got a huge head. What's today's sequence, Sarge? Well, it's a continuation from yesterday's one, as I just mentioned. And, you know, we had the elderly lady shaking the guy's hand. And then, after she's done that, she turns to this character and says something, so... Bring the keyboard forward a little bit. Zool, Big Shark, I think he'll come when the power comes back. What? Oh, you retracted your message, Big Shark. What were you saying? He's asking about Clayton's whereabouts. Oh, Joe, I don't know. I think Clayton will be busy making videos. Whether he's awake or not, I don't know right now. I don't know what the time is, where it is where he lives. But he's a busy man. Busy man. He got hit by the hurricane, didn't he? Yeah, that was it. So he said he'd be off the grid for a few days. Oh, is that what you meant? Oh, I see. Okay, you meant that, yeah. Because yeah, well, I hope he's okay. I really do. We've got a storm passing the UK, even though it's on like the other side of the UK right now. It's quite windy outside. So we're sort of feeling the effects of it from afar where I live. Matt Scarlett. Is that the Operation Genesis soundtrack? Yes, it is. Something inspiring. And something that basically doesn't get the video flagged. Although maybe admitting that will get it flagged. Who knows these days? How can you remember that? It's been years. Well, music speaks to us on a deep level, and it you know, stays in the mind for a long time. I'm thinking maybe he should have like a sort of more of a pose. Roberto, I'm new to this live stream, but I do have a question to ask you. What type of dinosaurs are you going to put in this series? Well, this is almost every stream for people who come here, and I'm happily able to mention the things that I've already mentioned, but I don't want to like spoil too much because I want to keep the dinosaurs hidden. But basically, what I've admitted to so far is Megalosaurus, Megaraptor. Even though it's not a dinosaur, Dimetrodon, or Dimetrodon, however you want to pronounce it. And then I basically like to say the dinosaurs that aren't going to be in the series, which is T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Parasaurolophus, Brachiosaurus, Dilophosaurus, Velociraptor, any of the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I will say not all of the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, but the majority of them are not in this because I want it to be different. Big Shark, will you do a video of the list of dinosaurs that won't be in Dino-Defenders? I don't know if I'll make a video. Maybe I will closer to the time. I think, you know, if you follow me on Twitter and the Chaos Theorem one, once you know, production, you know, I get close to releasing the episodes. I'll have like social media images and stuff that will promote what animals are in this, sort of to build hype. How does the process go with with the series anyway? Says Matt Scarlett. Yeah, it's going really well. I'm sort of well into episode 1, and so far so good. And once, I've said this on the last stream, but once I've got episode 1 finished, I will release that and then start a Kickstarter to sort of. Well, I'm looking to, you know, continue the Patreon as well, but maybe do like a Kickstarter to sort of boost funding for it, because then with Kickstarter I'm basically showing you guys the first episode so you can get an idea of what it's going to be like. At the moment it's just on Patreon, and that's basically like you have to trust my judgment on this if you wish to help. But it's going well. It's going well. Yo, Jurassic 123, welcome. Okay, so that's Wesley. And I'll find his layer. Where is it? Make a new layer for the colour, and let's do this. Oh, Matt Scarlett, thank you so much. That's amazing. Ah, well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Oh, that is good. That has made my day. That has. Ah, that is so cool. Yeah, so it's early days at the moment, but we are, working to get it done. And by we, I'm working with some friends of mine on designing the logo for the opening, and working with a composer, hopefully soon, to begin work on the music. For a fellow British dinosaur nut, how could I not contribute? Ah, thank you. Yeah, no, so I'll give you. So we did. I've been working on this basically since last July, but essentially time has been the enemy. I need basically all the time in the world to work on this if I want to get it finished, because a lot of projects take too long because basically life gets in the way. And so I figured, once we finish the work on Fallen Kingdom with the DPG website, I figured once that's all finished, I can basically start a Patreon and go full in with Dino-Defenders. Jurassic 123. What's it like in the UK? Because the inland Pacific Northwest, we are going from 100-degree weather to the other extreme of 10-degree weather. That's fine. Like I live, the part of the UK I live is basically, it's very rare that we get bad weather here. The weather's always unpredictable in the UK. That's because we, you know, really experience a lot of the different types of weather. But it never goes, it's rare that it'll ever go to an extreme in the UK. I think the last big storm we had was in 1987, which was a hurricane. And even then it didn't compare to like the hurricanes, you know, what you see going on the east coast of America. And across the Philippines, should I say, that was crazy. I'm fortunate enough not to experience stuff like that. Zool says, will there be any Spinosaurid in this series? Probably Baryonyx or Irritator. Also, I just opened this live stream on my laptop on my phone, and you know how it turns out. Yo Shadow 000. No, there's no Spinosaurids in this series. See, the thing is, I don't want this series to just be filled with dinosaurs. I'm being quite conservative with the whole, you know, dinosaur number in this series, because I feel like less is more. And so if you can, like, basically I want to do more with less dinosaurs, is what I'm saying. So then, you know, when a dinosaur does something in the series, you know, you understand it more because you've spent more time with it, other than have, like, just dinosaur after dinosaur after dinosaur. Did you watch The Predator? I just did, asked the Shadow. I have watched The Predator. It was not my cup of tea. I really wanted it to be. I really wanted it to be my cup of tea, but didn't win me over on first viewing, that said. Who knows? My opinion might change in the future, but for now, was a swing and a miss. Matt Scarlett, you mentioned last time I was on a stream that this was going to be quite mature rather than a kid show. Could you expand on that a little bit? Yeah, well, I'm going to turn the music down because it's really loud in my ears. I'm probably shouting. Yeah, I'll have it there. So, I want there to be gore. Not a lot. Like, I'm not talking about, like, you know, people clawing at their intestines and stuff, but it's going to be quite violent, and there's also, you know, swearing in some parts, and some other adult themes. Drug taking might get mentioned, or might get seen. It's just basically I'm saying that, like, with this series, this isn't like, I'm not tied to a studio. It's just me making this at this time, so I figured, like, well, why limit? You know, why not follow in the footsteps of what Crichton did with the original novel of Jurassic Park and create something like that, which isn't a book and does its own story. In, you know, even though it's inspired by Jurassic Park, it should hopefully be a different experience. But I chose the sort of cartoony style because I think I find that very appealing, and it sort of is a drawing style that I like to draw. I have a lot of fun trying to draw these kind of stylized characters. And I also thought the juxtaposition of having, like, you know, really cartoony characters going through sort of horrendous situations would be quite new. And that was kind of inspired, even though they're not that adult at all, that idea was born from sort of a mixture of Crichton's original Jurassic Park book and the Overwatch shorts, the animated shorts of the characters from Overwatch, which they're not adult themed, but they're like a little bit more adult than when compared to like a Disney, like a Big Hero 6 or something. So I wanted to basically do that. I was like, oh, but take it one step further. So the Overwatch animated shorts don't have swearing. They barely have any blood, but they're sort of more cooler in that sense than a more kid-friendly Disney animated film. What, Shadow? When someone or something dies, can you make an oof sound once? I don't even know what that means. Zool says, well, maybe this series will be adapted as a live-action movie in the future. Who knows? Yeah, well, that, you know, I'm doing it in a sort of storyboard style as well. So it's like I see this kind of movie in my head, and I have ideas like this all the time. And so I was like, well, you've taught yourself to draw, you've taught yourself to write. Why not literally pull what you see out of your head and put it so people can see it? Use your imagination and just do it. And in like creating this series, like everything you see is exactly how I kind of want you to see it, based on what I see in my head. Which also, you know, there's no filter, so you know, I'll come to editing when I put it all together before releasing it. I'll obviously be you know, getting feedback off people I show it to, but for the most part it's unfiltered, which and also doing live streams means I can talk to you guys, get the feedback, get ideas, and people on the Patreon can, you know, become a part of the, you know, the making of this as well, and get credits and stuff. And that's the idea, you know. And it's because I hear a lot of you know, why I'm asking people to trust in this idea as well is because I hear a lot of like fans of dinosaur movies crying out for something like this, and I'm just sitting here thinking, well, why not make it? Why not just do it? Whether it's like successful is you know, it doesn't really matter, but it should be a fun process bringing this to life. You know, just get out there and do it. Just get it done. You know, as Shia LaBeouf would say. Cretaceous the Hunted said, good morning, Jack. It's morning in America. Nice. Matt Scarlett says, I've got a dash. Have fun, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much for the donation to the Patreon. You're the best. Really, truthfully. Sorry I missed the last one. It's 6 here. Jurassic 123 said, oh no, don't worry. I archived the stream on my channel, so if you want to go back and catch up, you can. Kind of looks a little bit like, you know, Children of the Dam. Where is Clayton at, says Jurassic 123. He's trapped in a storm. That's what's happening with our Clates. Trapped in a tropical storm, not a hurricane, as I said a minute ago. Got downgraded, didn't it? After the old big hoo-ha. Even though it's serious. Don't want to come across as unsympathetic. The rap defenses aren't out, are they? No, they're still on. Oh, why the hell would he turn the other ones off? Fine, Nedry. Check the vending machines. Oh dear. Did life find a way? See you on the next episode. You know, when I was like 4 or 5, or maybe a little bit older, maybe 6, Dennis Nedry was actually my favourite character in the film. I think after Alan Grant, or maybe he was my favourite character. I've got a book in this box next to me that has like a book where I wrote like a review of Jurassic Park when I was a kid. And I think I say that Nedry's my favourite character, if I remember correctly. Michael Tharm, hello. When Hammond said in the line, call his people, they're in Cambridge, I used to think that's a bloody expensive phone call and someone ungodly hour thinking he meant UK Cambridge. Yeah, when I was a kid I thought it was Cambridge in the UK. But I didn't think it was an expensive phone call though. I thought Hammond could afford that. It's fine. And that added to the lie. At least you had some doubt, Michael. You had some doubt. You were like, that doesn't quite add up, because that'd be really expensive. Why would they do that? Whereas I was like, yep, that's it. Is that the book from your old Jurassic Park Collection 2 video, says Big Shark? Yeah, that's the one. That is it. That's the ticket. Right, now I've got to neaten this guy up. Jurassic 123 says, I have changed my stop motion Jurassic Park movie. Now it will take place after Jurassic World and will be about the big Rex. Nice. Yeah, you called him chubby fat. Oh, someone said stop motion in the chat, and Michael's heard. Got the right man in the chat there. Gonna talk stop motion. There's sort of quasi-sad music playing right now. Quasi-sad music playing right now, man. The emotions of Jurassic Park spewing out. Relaxing all, shooting some people outside of school. Do you know, when I was a kid, speaking of stop motion, Michael, you might like this. When I was a kid, I had this Dimetrodon toy, which I wish I still had because it was such an old school looking dinosaur. It was like this rubber one of those ones with the open mouth where you could see like right down to the tip of its tail. But it was quite big. It was like this big, and it matched, you know, extremely well size-wise to my Jurassic Park toys. But anyway, when I was a kid, I used to, you know, take my Jurassic Park toys and give them like toothpicks, and there'd be a scene where they're fending off a Dimetrodon, much like you see in like old Harryhausen movies and stuff, and they would throw the toothpick, and then because it was rubber, I could actually stab the toothpick through the side. And I used to do this all the time because when you take the toothpicks out, the hole is like invisible because the plastic's so tight, it just like claps back in on itself. I used to have the Dimetrodon with all these toothpicks sticking out the side as they were like going stabbing it like an old Doug McClure movie or something. I've just started working on the models, which are the Rex and the Stiggy Moloch. Sorry if I spell it wrong. Any advice? Says Jurassic123. Well, Mike, that's your area of expertise. I'd say try and do as many frames as possible. Classic childhood play right there, says Michael Thumb. I used to do the same with my Red Rex. Nice. What I love about the Operation Genesis soundtrack is it really sounds like Jurassic Park, Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3 soundtrack all had a baby. It's really well done. This bloody Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx model is hard to make, says Zool. Yo, British Tyrannosaur. My dad works for Dino-Defenders. He will get you banned. Jurassic 1 to 3. I'm in second year of high school and I can't even spell dinosaur's name right. There's lots of dinosaurs I can't get the names right. What stuff did you want? Sorry, Big Shark the Master of Bricks 7580 asks, what stuff did you want for the old Jurassic Park Toys series as a kid? Do you know what? I want to make a video on that. I think maybe a top 10 things I never owned but wished I had when I was a kid. I'll give you one. I wish I'd owned the High Hide, the little High Hide toy. With I think it came with a Nick Van Owen. Like, I remember seeing that in the shops and was like, oh man, I really want that, and then I never got around to getting it. That thing would have like been up in trees and God knows where else if I was a kid and I owned that. I used to make high hides, but yeah, owning an official one would have been cool. Top 10 dinosaurs who can beat Thanos even with the Infinity Gauntlet, says British Tyrannosaur. Top 10 dinosaurs that could crap higher than a Triceratops, says Michael Thumb. Hardcore Jed, Pterodome, why must you always do your live stream on a time I have to arrive at school? I'm sorry, man. It's just time zones, right? I'm in the UK, you're in the US, I'm assuming. Yeah, you must be, because it's 5 to 3 in the UK right now. Hey, at least there's something for you to watch when you get home. You can watch yesterday's live stream. Should have worked out at the time, the right time, because I just made it go live. This is a fun question, says Zul. A year passed. Do you think... Oh, a year has passed. Do you still think the severed arm from the Lost World belongs to Nick Van Owen? No. In reality, no, because the captain of that ship's name is like something like Benjamin Thompson or something, I believe. Like the name of that boat captain, well, he has a credit essentially. That hand has a credit, from what I understand. So, no. But in my own headcanon, yeah, why not? But it's not official canon. I don't want people to think that just because I work, like when I'm writing content for the DPG and Mazrani Global, I'm not sitting there thinking Nick Van Owen's hand is the one in the wheelhouse. Just to be clear. Good luck getting more subs to 200, British Tyrannosaur. By the way, I asked you another question. If you play Roboblox again, can I help you find some cool games for Shadow? Alright, you're talking amongst yourselves, sorry. Benjamin Thompson, you say, foreshadowing the encounter of Benjamin with the buck in his room. The T-Rex just likes eating Benjamins. Benjamin Lockwood, Hardcore Jed, wasn't killed by his son. He was killed by the person who basically looks after his estate. I forget the title of the character now. It's the knight who kills the king. So, like in Fallen Kingdom, as many Jurassic fans know now, Eli Mills and Benjamin Lockwood were basically like, it's like a Shakespearean type story. You know, he's asking for forgiveness at the bedside of the king, kneeling. His cane is up against the wall, almost like, you know, Excalibur or something. And he basically is kneeling before the king before stabbing him in the back and killing him, and then he auctions off, holds a slave auction essentially. You know, one way of looking at it, in the basement of the castle, and then the dragon gets released and runs amok and climbs the tower to find the princess. It's the Fallen Kingdom, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. It's good, yes. Hey, that's pretty good. What is your favourite death in the Jurassic Park films? Asked Big Sharks. Clayton's is Eddie Carr. Favourite death? Oh god. Let me have a little think. That's a tough one. I might say Zara. I might say Zara, just because it's so it's so crazy how she dies. I just love it every time it happens. I'm just like, that is just it's just crazy, but awesome crazy. Hardcore Jed says, can anyone tell me why the Endoraptor can't camouflage? If it had that feature, it would have been more superior than the Indominus. 2 reasons. 1, it was a prototype, so who knows what the final product would have had. And 2, it's a prototype. Michael Thumb, oh, he's talking about making armatures. Okay, talking to someone else. British Transfer says, my favourite death of the franchise after Jurassic Park 3's release. Oh! Throwing some shade. British Tyrannosaurus, the real Slim Shady. Tech Merc is your favourite death. There's so many to pick from. Like, honestly, I don't know. I say Zara, which I do think is one of my favourites. I do love Eddie Carr. Eddie Carr's death obviously is insanely good. It's also little ones I like. I like the guy in the long grass who gets attacked by the raptor. Obviously Muldoon. Gennaro. It's probably the most famous death. Gennaro's death or Clever Girl? one of those two is the most famous, and I'd probably say the toilet, because that's probably been mocked more. You know, even had like a chat show give an award to the actor for the toilet scene. Mills or Peter Ludlow had the best death. Mills was pretty good. Michael Tharn says, Pterodome, are you having any gruesome deaths in your Dino-Defenders? Yes. Yes, I am. Nothing too morbid. Like, I don't want it to be, like, ridiculous. But at the same time, there will be blood. Will you make all the deaths in Dino-Defenders in one video like people do for JP and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, says Big Shark. Before I even think about videos like that, I've got to get it finished, but I might. It's a bit odd, but I think I'd prefer people to experience the deaths through watching the show. But who knows, I might make a compilation. I might feel like that one day. I don't want to rule it out. See you later, Jurassic 123. Thanks for coming to the stream. Zul, BRB, the chat, gotta go have dinner. Chickens are served. Nice. Nice. Chicken. My Wi-Fi can only show the chat but not the stream. Well, you just have to listen in. Okay. How do you feel about the T-Rex chase in the Lost World Jurassic Park? The scene was cut. Which T-Rex chase in the Lost World? My mind's not working properly. Which chase do you mean? The one where the two T-Rexes attack the high hide. Oh yeah, obviously that scene. I'd have loved to have seen that. That would have been awesome. I'm sad it was cut, but you don't know whether they even filmed it, and if they did, it might have been cut for like pacing issues. But I mean, that would be cool. You know, you go up and you hide. Hi. Jurassic 1 to 3. The stream is back, but I can't hear you over the bus. It actually puts you at a very convenient biting height. Planned to create the scene as a 3D animation, but was a lazy bugger. Okie dokes. Jack, how did you survive that vicious attack? Are you okay? I'm alright. I'm alright, British Tyrannosaur. I'm scarred, but I'm willing to go back to Site B if someone funds my dig site again. Oof. I do have a cold cup of tea, so maybe I need a new one. Right, so now let's open up Rose. This lady here. Ooh. Use this as like a template. Okay, so she looks like a little hermit crab or something. I will say that I don't agree with the choices for Alan given in Jurassic Park 3, but it's not bad. I do like his character in it. Yes, I just wish that I don't mind that him and Ellie aren't together in Jurassic Park 3. That doesn't bother me too much. I just don't like the fact that he gets conned into getting onto the plane because he needs money for his dig site. Now, the problem, and this is where it gets a bit complicated, the problem with that in Jurassic Park 3 is in Jurassic Park that was the reason. Now, in Jurassic Park, it would have kind of made more sense for him not to need money for his dig site. And that, you know, paleontology was flourishing. And then when you get to Jurassic Park 3, that's when he gets conned because everyone knows dinosaurs are real now, so you know the money in paleontology has decreased. So I feel like it actually suits Jurassic Park 3 more. However, it's ruined in Jurassic Park 3 by the fact it's in Jurassic Park 1. That reason. It's such a complicated reason for why I don't like it. But I kind of wish that in Jurassic Park now, retroactively, that there was something different there with Alan and his dig site, because to me that makes more sense. But it is what it is. So now I'm like thinking, well, Alan's now been duped twice for the same reason. So they could have just had, you know, had the Kirby say like, oh, you know, do you want to come on Isla to study these dinosaurs? And then Billy is the one that convince him, or try and convince him. And then Alan's like, no, I've been there once before and I'm not doing it again. and then while in the car park, Billy's like getting into his Jeep and he looks up and sees Alan get chloroformed by the Kirby's, and he runs over and he's like, "What are you doing?" And then they explain to Billy their plans. They're like panicking because they didn't realize they were going to enact this crazy plan, and then Billy's like convinced. He's like, "Yeah, okay, that's a great idea," because then that's when he gets the idea of like, well, if I go there, maybe I can get raptor eggs. And then there'd be this sort of like character tension because Billy knew what happened, and it would give Alan Grant like even more of a reason to be angry with them. Yeah, he was supposed to be different than the ones we saw in the final movie. He was supposed to do some research on the dinosaurs on one of the islands. So yeah. British Transfer says, I get why he thinks this, but I don't think his character came away so scorned and bitter. I wasn't too fussed by the fact that he was scared of dinosaurs, but because it did raise that interesting sort of side to Alan, which I really liked, was the fact that he called them genetically engineered theme park monsters because that is what they are. But at the same time, when he gets to the island, he's like, my God, I've forgotten. And it's like he's torn in that film whether he should study them or not. And then he obviously does. And then it's by the end of Jurassic Park 3 that he... Like, Jurassic Park 3 is Alan's rekindling of his appreciation for what John Hammond did, in a way. But not in a way that, like, you know, I'm not going to endorse your park. I don't think he endorses a park, but because the animals are out there now, there's not, like, the cat is out of the bag, so he might as well study and further his research via those creatures, because they're the closest thing he has to the real thing. It's exactly what Sarah Harding does in The Lost World. You know, she said she's sick and tired of digging around in rocks and bones, and when she can look at those dinosaurs, and obviously through her studies on Site B led to her learning all about how the T-Rex's parental instincts were academic after all, which is what she set out to achieve in the first place. So I didn't mind Alan Grant being bitter because he'd been through a pretty rubbish situation. Michael Thumb. To be fair, Alan in Jurassic Park was offered money from a guy funding him already, whereas in the Kirby's, where like, yeah, we're rich, we're going to the moon, and we want you to give us a tour. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They needed Alan to refuse going, and then he gets kidnapped in the car park. See you later, Michael. I've been working on a secret dinosaur project, and now I'm headbutting the keyboard. I need some sleep later, folks. Yeah, see you later, man. British Transfer, yeah, like the torn part, but why you there to begin with? Need some elaboration. I'm thinking like yesterday's stream. I will do these 2 characters and then I'll finish the stream. Do another little short one today. Do you think Biosyn will return, but renamed as Big Shark? No idea. I have no idea. I mean, the whole thing with Biosyn is up in the air. Captain Marvel punched an old lad in the new trailer. Oh, is there a trailer for Captain Marvel? So is the second Infinity War film out after Captain Marvel? Like, I've not kept up with it. Like, what's the deal here? When's Infinity War Part 2 out? Oh, just today did it come out. Oh, she punched an old lady, not an old lad. An old lad. I think so, not sure. Because I remember when they announced the Infinity War movie, you know, at the big Disney conference, they made out like the parts 1 and 2 were going to come out within like a year of each other or something. Was it a year, or like it was like 6 months or something they were saying? But like, if there's other movies in between. I mean, if so, what I'm saying is Captain Marvel's going to come out, and I'm assuming that her movie is actually set during going to be set during the whole disappearance of everyone, right? And then, so that might as well be Infinity War Part 2, is what I'm saying. That's the case, right? I don't know. There's too many of these movies. No, Captain Marvel is set in the 90s, says British Tyrannosaur. Really? Oh. Okay. Set during the 90s, so where has she been? Like, where was Captain Marvel when aliens first made contact in New York? That's what I want to know. Unless she's like trapped somewhere. Oh my god, if they have her, because it's in the 90s, if they have her come out to like a Spice Girls song, that would be I can see that happening actually. The old lady is a what? A Skrull in disguise. You mean a skull? We're all skulls in disguise. Din din din! Skrulls are shapeshifters. Oh, that's ringing a bell. What's that from then? Shape-shifting Skrulls. Is that X-Files? Or is it, no, it's not Star Trek. The Kree, blue aliens from the Guardians of the Galaxy, the one back in it, as well as Rohan, the main villain from the movie. Oh, this are the Skrulls shapeshifters from the Avengers movies. Jurassic 123. Oh shit, the bus stopped. Now I have to go to high school, or as I call it, hell school. Well, good luck, guys. Hope to see you soon. See, kids shouldn't be coming out of school or going to school thinking it's hell school. Something needs to change. You need, like, school. You gotta view school like a ship from, like, Star Trek, you know? View, like, teachers as, like, commanding officers. The irony is school never finishes, actually. You get out of school and then you realise, oh yeah, the entire world is one big playground. And the earth is the school. You got lessons to go to. You still have break times. There's still that social hierarchy. Which is just like plucked out of thin air for the most part. One day after you graduate, you'll be remembering the good times you had at school. I know I do, says Zul. British Transol says, yeah, you remember school back when responsibility didn't exist. See, responsibility did exist, but because you were young and you've got years, you know, ahead, you kind of feel like, you know, it gets very tempting to like sort of wistfully blow some of that time away. But then again, sometimes, you know, it's not all hunky-dory. You know, like when I went to school, I had not one lesson in my whole education career, let's put it that way. Not one lesson on dinosaurs. Not even one biology or history lesson. Nothing. So I got all my information on dinosaurs from outside sources. And I always wondered, like I asked the teachers, I was like, when are we going to learn about dinosaurs? Because this seems like a pretty big area of like Earth's history that we're sort of not talking about here. I mean, granted, the primary school I went to was a religious one. They sung hymns and stuff during the assemblies. I found it quite awkward to join in. But yeah, even middle school, high school, not one lesson about dinosaurs. I was like, come on, guys, like, what's going on? Yo, Karen, welcome. Yo, the Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus. I had one lesson where we did a PowerPoint on their extinction, says British Tyrannosaur. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't get it. Zool says, hey, same, I actually learnt about dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park franchise and the real dinosaurs from a book my aunt gave me for my holiday. And now I know over 30 dinosaurs. Achievement unlocked. Well, see, the thing is, it's like, yeah, they don't teach it at school. And it's not like knowing dinosaurs is you know, the be-all and end-all of the education system. I know, like, when you get out of, you know, primary school, middle school, high school, and even college. You can go off to university and study paleontology and stuff, but like you don't really learn about it until like later on in the education system, especially in the UK, from what I understand. I'll have to talk to my sister because her little boy is just starting primary school, and I'll be interested to see over the years whether he learns about dinosaurs. And I've got other nephews and nieces I can ask who are a little bit older. One of them's just finished school, so I can talk to him. But it'd just be interesting to find out, because you'd think they would like incorporate that into schools, or make it more, engaging for young kids. British Tyrannosaur. I don't even know when I first became obsessed with them. Earliest memories, I had toys and books and the Jurassic Park trilogy. Everything was just there. Jack, how's rip off Alan Grant, and why does that old lady have no eyes? Oh, I'm just using her here for colour. I'm just dripping the colour so I can get the colours to match. And that guy doesn't have his eyes yet because I want to do them in a minute. But Rip Off Alan Grant is doing good. He was on yesterday's stream. Oh, that's okay, Imperial Diamond. If you want to catch up on it, it has been archived onto my YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it. That was number 9, right? Number 9. For those in the UK, I should be on BBC Radio Suffolk this Friday from 3 o'clock till 4. I think I'm doing near an hour, but it could be less. But it's a longer interview than I've done before. Going on their sofa sessions to just talk about life, my life, and you know, all the little details in between. But I'll be posting more about that on my Twitter closer to the time. Karen Cregan says, "What is your favourite Godzilla movie?" Ooh, I'd probably say it's one of the Heisei era Godzilla films. Maybe Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, or Godzilla vs. Destroyer, or Biolantine. It'd be one of those films, I think. I do love the original. Don't get me wrong, I love the original. The original is you know, the OG, but there's just something about that Heisei era Godzilla films that I really like. Oh my god, I can't get her ear right. Destroy all monsters, says the Imperial Diamond. Nice. You know, the Shin Godzilla is up there, actually. I was just thinking about Shin Godzilla. And it's not your stereotypical Godzilla. But I do like that one, that movie. Streamed Jacks. Steamed. Steamed hams. Streamed Jacks. I hope you're ready for an incredible streaming. That's how I should start all my streams. Before I say hello, I should be like, streamed Jacks. I hope you're ready for an incredible streaming, and then start it. I have 2 Shin Godzilla figures, just throwing it out there, says Imperial Diamond. Nice, nice. Streamed Jacks is served. That's a spicy stream. Ooh, spicy stream. Ooh, so spice. Oof, that is a spicy stream. Spicy meat. Jack, I've got the new Mattel Ceratosaurus on Sunday. Nice, Imperial. Karen, what do you think of King Kong Lives? You will hear all of my thoughts on King Kong Lives when I eventually do a Skull Island Files video on it. If you go on my channel right now, I'm doing a series of videos about the King Kong films, and there's a little bit of a gap between them because I'm just doing them when I fancy making them. And every time I get to a computer and I'm like, oh, I should do something for YouTube today, it tends to be a stream. But I will get round to finishing those. But King Kong Lives is a fun watch for all of the wrong reasons. I'll put it that way. That's a spicy meatball. That's terrible. That's a spicy meatball. That's what Zul is saying currently in the chat. And I was doing a horrendous impression of Mario. Spicy meat. When I was saying that, I'm doing an impression of Ainsley Harriott in the H3 videos. If you haven't seen those, just look up H3. So H and the number 3. H3, so twice. Then Ainsley Harriott. And thank me later. You won't regret it, trust me. Okay, that's looking good. Her eyebrows. She doesn't have any eyebrows. Do those once I've just done this bit of hair. Is your favourite character from Jurassic Park Alan? Asks Karen. No, and it's funny you say that because I've actually got a video in the works right now, which is my my own list of my 10 of my favourite Jurassic Park characters, or Jurassic Park and Jurassic World characters. Alan's on the list, but he's not number 1. I actually want to try and get that done this week, so look out for that when it drops. I might actually film that after I've done this stream. Alan. Zul says Zul says, and here I always do Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions. I'm a friend of Jack Ewan's. I'll be back. That was I didn't understand that. I always do Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions. I'm a friend of Jack Ewan's. I'll be back. Is that what you meant? Is that what you wanted me to say? Come on, watch Jurassic Park. It's very good. Yes. Haha. Come on, watch it now. It's right there. Do it. Where is your toast plushie? Says the Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus. I don't have one, so my toast plushie is nowhere. Oh yeah, okay. So that was you were doing a Terminator going to the police station looking for Sarah Connor. I'm looking for Sarah Connor. I'm a friend of hers. Have you seen her? I do not want to kill her. No. The Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus says, you don't have a toast plushie? Right, where is the gaming beaver? Right, let's do her eyebrows. Okay, and now I'm going to sort her back out a little bit more. No. Alright, now I just need her glasses. Ian Malcolm versus math, says British Tyrannosaur. This time, it's mathematical. Ian Malcolm versus maths. This time, it's mathematical. So many old ladies run away. And a random beetle, says the Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus. No, the beetle is was used as inspiration for her jacket. So the back of her jacket looks like the sort of the shell that encases the wings of a beetle. Because that's what I wanted to do for the character design of what she wears. And it might also play into her character somewhat, but I won't be talking about that much. Nothing more than that. That's it. That's all you get. Karen Cregan says, "Do you watch the Gaming Beaver?" I do. I was literally watching the Gaming Beaver before I started this stream, getting this all set up. I had one of his Jurassic World Evolution videos on, and I love watching his fish feed and grow videos because they're just so stupid. I just love how huge he gets those fish and how they always pop. It's really childish, but I love it to bits. Like the way he's going crazy trying to eat everything. It's funny how I admire your Mysterious Islands video, but just a day ago, I subbed to you. That's cool, man. Karen Keegan, have you ever played the Isle? I've played the Isle once with Clayton Fioriti. The video for that is on this channel. If you want to go back and watch that. Yeah, we played it together. Bancroft Family Productions says, hello everyone, welcome to Not Jurassic Park. Exactly. Oh, so I'm gonna finish doing this guy's eyes and then I'm gonna end the stream actually. I think I'm gonna finish for today. What are you guys saying? Posting emojis of dinosaurs. Be right back. Going to tweet a picture of this Barry model for a second, says Zul. Nice. In my fan film, I will get a Ceratosaurus. I'll give Ceratosaurus quite a big role, says the Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus. Nice. Glad to hear that work on that is still going. Karen says, what is your favourite dinosaur video game? Well, I would say it's probably Operation Genesis, but I do think that Jurassic World Evolution is a better game. What has happened to this? Why can't I draw? Okay. Oh, pin light. Oh my word. I will look at the chat in a second, sorry. Just concentrating on getting this right, because it's a fiddly little bit. Okay, delete that. And, let's see. I think it's this, his eyebrow, and that's throwing me off. Yo, Ian, how are we doing? That guy with the scars, was he attacked by a compy or a raptor? I'm not saying anything. Yes, Karen. I think a lot of people have a lot of the Jurassic Park comics, and Ian says I have the last issue of Redemption. That's the crazy one with Ludlow, right? Making it so it looks like there's weight in his hair. Okay guys, I think that is where I'm basically going to finish for today. I'm saying that as I'm still drawing. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to be done for today. Get that guy's shoulder. Yeah. 2 characters. Oh, I better save this for the next frame. The frame I did yesterday, I did finish. And that ended like this. But I've got to do the background and everything, and I think this one will probably have a painted background. And actually, her character will be, if I merge those, her character will actually be like here, maybe a little bit bigger. And Wesley will probably be like that. There you go. Karen Cregan says, what do you think of Godzilla's Revenge? It's funny to watch. It's a puzzlement, but if we're talking about actual like quality, no. So Godzilla taught me to fight my own battles. Spelt differently to that Imperial Diamond. I'll write it in the chat. It's spelt like that. Wesley. But anyway, right. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. It's been fun. As always, I will say, if you can, be as cool as... I'm just going to want to find his name because I want to make sure. Want to be as cool as Matt Scarlett. I almost said Mike Scarlett, and I knew I should check it. If you want to be as cool as Matt Scarlett was today, who donated to the Patreon, go to the Patreon if you want to be as cool as that guy and help bring this series to life. For UK people, it's 76 pence a month. 76 pence a month. That is nothing to help get this, project really on the go. However, you don't have to. As I always say, the series will get made regardless. It's just going to take a lot longer if it doesn't find the support. Simple as that. But anyway, guys, thank you, Ian, saying see ya. Imperial Diamond, see you later. Zool, good night. British Tyrannosaur, if you're still listening, good night. Karen, see you later. And Michael Tharm, if you're still listening. Anyone else? There's a few people watching who aren't in the chat. Thank you so much, and I will catch you on the flip. Bye.